everyone, welcome back to another episode of Kenco Fishing's Color Profiles. On today's episode, we're going to be answering a question. So, one of the questions that we hear a lot, and it's argued and debated and talked about and discussed in forum after forum after forum, is whether or not to add fluorescent colors before heating or after heating. I've always been of the opinion it don't make a fuck what you do, as long as it's in there. And I could be wrong. We're going to find out. So, what we're going to do is we got Lureworks Fluorescent Orange and Lureworks Fluorescent Lime. We got 4 150 gram cups of Lureworks plastisol. We're going to put 1 gram of colorant in before, 1 gram of colorant in after. We're going to mix them up and we're going to see, does it really make a difference? I still say it don't, but we're going to find out. So let's go ahead and we'll get our colorants weighed out and let's get them in there. Oh, where's my little spoon? There it is. All right. As we still get a cup of Bailey's and coffee, so that's good. All right. So let's start with our, and I've shaken these up repeatedly before we came on camera, but I'm going to give them one last shake before we weigh them out. So we're going to do 1 gram of each color, right there. We're going to try to be as accurate as we can with this to some extent so that it looks the same. There's 1 gram of fluorescent green. Gonna wipe our thing out. We'll give that another mix real quick. And we'll do 1 gram of fluorescent orange. Okay. Now, we are going to stir those up. So, first we're going to put the fluorescent orange in to cook. That's going to take about 3 minutes, and I'll bring it out and we'll cook the green and we'll be right back with you. Alright guys, so here it is. We're back with what we've got is our fluorescent green, our fluorescent orange. These were added prior to heating. Now we got 2 cups of clear plastisol here. We're going to weigh out a 1 gram batch like we had said before. We got 150 grams here. We're going to have 1 gram of colorant. We're going to add that in. Now it's going to be a little tricky because it's hot. We don't typically add stuff like that. So we've already shaken these back up. So let's go ahead and we'll see if we can get this to come out and look. Get that open. That'd be good. Without making a mess here. Alright, so we need 1 gram of that. Good. Alright. So that's about as good as we're going to get out of that. We'll stir it up. Now in the meantime, these have cooled down significantly, so So we're gonna have to take this and wipe it off. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm just gonna pop this one back in for just like 10 seconds to warm it up a little bit. Now remember, one of the differences we might have here, because the way we're doing this is the colorant's going in after it's hot. So we might end up with some little micro bubbles, but that's not the worry not what we're all that worried about right now. Alright, so let's put that in there. If I can do this without burning myself, that'd be super. Alright, so that's pretty good. So we're going to clean that off. Alright, so stir that orange up. Alright, so there we have it. We have our orange and our lime. This cup here was added before heating. The back 2 cups were added after heating. So you can see that these have cooled down significantly, but we got a nice fluorescent orange. There's no real chunks to talk of in the first one, other than the micro bubbles, which is something we can deal with. I mean, it looks pretty much the same. So really, in my conclusion, it don't make a fuck, man. Just add the colorant. Just add your colorant. It does not matter. And those, as far as shades go, I would say they look pretty much the same. This one's had some chance to cool, so it's going to be a little bit more opaque, but that looks pretty much right on to me. Same with your greens. That looks pretty close, but let's do a quick comparison on the spoon. Wipe the orange off. So we got, like I said, this one's had some time to cool. So you got your fluorescent green. I don't really see any flakes in there, any like bad spots. Aside from the micro bubbles, which, you know, like I said, we can deal with that. That's not a big deal. Again, I don't see a big difference here, so I don't see any real difference at all. So that's it. As far as fluorescents go, thus far with Lureworks, makes no difference. You can add them before, after, it makes no real difference. So that's the test. I would say that, you know, that solves the answer. So if you have that question, I don't know, man. Personal preference to some people, but looks to me like it don't matter. Now once these cool, there may be a difference in the color. If that's the case, I'll do an addendum to the video. But like I said, I really don't expect that's going to be the case. They're starting to cool already and darken up just like they did here. So I don't see a big difference. So it's up to you. I would add it before personally, because I think that's just the easiest way to do it. And it's more consistent that way, but it's totally up to you. You can do it however you want, and it makes no real observable difference in my opinion. So that's that. Hope you liked it. Subscribed. Join us again for another episode of Color Profiles. Also, check us out on Facebook. Just www.facebook.com/KencoFishing/. See you there. Thanks.